Hey everyone, welcome to another Go Figure Friday, and I'm going to talk about LJN once again, kind of making that loop back to LJN, the first action figures I collected as a child. And I hope this show or this episode doesn't come off as overly negative, because it's one of those that I say, they made a figure of him? Why? This guy right here, Ted Arcidi, strongman, look at him. He's quite muscular, he's quite thick. But Ted Arcidi was a bodybuilder, powerlifter. I don't remember if he actually competed in the Olympic Games, but obviously one of those real strongmen who had a very brief run in WWE, WWF at the time. And again, I'm not criticizing him, I'm not being overly critical. His only claim to fame of sorts that I remember of him in the WWE was when he was in the WrestleMania 2 Battle Royal with the football players and whatnot. And despite his size and his girth and his, strength, Vince McMahon, creative, they didn't do a whole lot with him. And this was a guy that you would have thought maybe would have been pushed a little bit more or, higher up on the card. But I don't remember him doing much more than enhancement matches against, enhancement talent. And then just reading a little bit before recording this, he wrestled apparently Tony Atlas, and I believe his final match was against Jake the Snake Roberts. I know he wrestled Big John Studd a couple of times as well, but nothing over the top notable about his WWF run. Now, I remember him in World Class, actually. He went down there after leaving the WWF in 1987 and feuded. He was managed by Percy Pringle, who, of course, later became Paul Bearer, and feuded with the likes of the Von Erichs and, the baby faces on the roster. So, again, not knocking Ted Arcidi, not knocking what he did, but one of those LJN figures at the time, I wondered why, but of course I bought him because I was at the time collecting as many as I could. But I go back to, since I'm talking about one that I wonder why they made, I'm going to talk about two that I wonder why they didn't make, and that was the tag team champions at the time that these were all starting to come out. Mike Rotundo and Barry Windham. Would have loved the U.S. Express as a tag team pack to go along and wrestle and feud with in my Fed against Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov, of course. But Ted Arcidi, and I've seen him recreated a lot of the custom makers that I follow on social media have used this design, this body, to create Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump. Makes sense. It does. So, let me know, who do you wonder why they made and who you wish they would have made? And maybe I'll make this a monthly segment here as well, because I have a few more behind me that we'll talk about down the road as well. Everyone, thanks so much. Don't forget to subscribe to My 123 Cents.